Hey, thanks for having me, guys. My name is Vic. I'm the founder and marketing director at Social Gravity. We're a digital marketing agency located here in Sarnia, downtown. If you notice the big red Taylor's building, we're on the top floor of that building. And we love doing what we do. Basically, you can boil it down to social media marketing and digital advertising, which right now, as you probably know, is a really opportunistic space. So if that interests you at all, stay tuned for the rest of this presentation. So in 2013, I graduated from Lambton College, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do after. I had a general idea of what I wanted to do, but I wasn't really convinced. I didn't really have anyone that kind of guided me through the process. I would show up to class just like you guys today. I would do my best, or try to do my best with the work I was given, and I would continue to learn things outside of school. Now, I found my way into this digital marketing space, and I love it. And right now, Social Gravity is growing, and we are looking for someone to fill the role of an intern. This would be like content marketing. You'd be learning social media marketing, digital advertising, all that cool stuff. You'd learn it in real time. Now we're just kind of like gauging interest, but if you have any interest in that, can I just see like a general show of hands if that sounds pretty cool? Awesome. So like almost all of you. Well, today I want to talk to you about something specific, and that is the 3 elements of a successful video advertisement. And ironically, I've actually just gone over all 3 elements of a successful video advertisement, and I don't even think you guys even realize. And that's, I guess, the 4th element is that you don't even realize you're being advertised to. So the first one is called a pattern disrupt. Now on the screen, you guys think I made a typo, right?
No.
It said, let me just go back a couple. Campton Lawledge, right? Whoever read that and really processed it, I saw a few of you guys kind of look around and be like, all right, this guy's off his rocker, but that was actually a pattern disrupt. Basically, when you're working with digital advertisements, people don't want to be advertised to. They want to just be on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, or TikTok, and they just want to keep scrolling and enjoying what they're doing. A successful video ad is going to catch you off guard and make you think about what you're seeing, and you really have 1 second to 3 seconds to do a successful pattern disrupt. Raise your hand if I totally disrupted your pattern today. Perfect, that's like half of you right there. So the second element is telling a story. Now I told you guys the story of how I actually went to Lambton College, and I didn't really know what I was planning on doing, and then I came out and I started an agency and we're doing well, etc. I told you my story, but it's not just telling a story, it's actually telling the story of your audience, the conversation that's already happening in your audience's head. So another show of hands if that resonated with you at all. Like you're sitting here, you're learning, and you don't really know 100% of what you do. Show of hands, see you nodding. Perfect, so more than half of you. So joining the conversation in your audience's head. First, we have the pattern disrupt. I got your attention. Second, I've joined the conversation in your head. Now you relate to me. You're starting to trust me. Okay, what's next? The call to action. So I then mentioned how we're looking for an intern. And I wanted a general show of hands of who would be interested in something like that. And almost everyone raised their hands. You guys engaged with me. You committed to what I was saying with a physical action. You'll see this a lot of places online with, sign up for my mailing list, subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment on our video, like this Instagram post, double tap. Happens everywhere. But calling to action is essential because what are you really doing if you're not going to ask them to join your clan or your tribe or your movement? You're not making the motion. You've gone through the work of disrupting, of storytelling, but now you actually have to call them into your tribe. Can I ask you guys? I'll take a couple suggestions. Where have you seen this type of structure before, like in your day-to-day life, not just so much on ads? Does anyone have any examples? Yeah.
When I did video production work, I had to do similar stuff as I actually used to make. I put together a music video
Cool.
that we used to advertise
So music videos, 100%. There's a lot of, especially back in like the Much Music days, you know, Much Music, MTV, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of stuff going on. So you really want to cut the noise, stick out immediately, get their attention, tell a story, and then the action is kind of built in of listening to the song, right? But another place we see this all the time, and we've seen this forever, is actually in movie trailers. So in a movie trailer, and I'm going to show you just a 30-second clip of a movie. It was pretty big a couple years ago. It's called Dunkirk. I personally didn't even really like the movie, but I went to watch the movie because the marketing was just done so well. This is a 30-second TV spot, and here's just the pattern disrupt storytelling call to action. Pay attention to these three elements and see if you can find them in this Dunkirk TV spot. Now remember, this is competing with television. So people are going to be watching TV, and then this is going to pop up on their screen. Let me know if it does the trick.
Experience in IMAX July 21st.
So who saw all three elements? Raise your hand. No one? No one saw all three elements? All right, let's go over them a little bit. The pattern disrupt right away. I mean, the audio kind of cut out a little bit at the start, but the start of that trailer is like, boom, explosion, right? And then it just cuts to black. If you're watching, I don't know, football, and then poof, explosion, World War II dudes flying around, I mean, you've just been disrupted. The second is storytelling. So there's these kind of leading commander figures. I don't know much about army ranks, but these leading figures are saying, oh, we got to get evacuated. It's impossible. They're telling the story. And then the last one is a call to action. You'll see this in IMAX, July 21st. I think the call to action is really clear there. Do you guys see that now? Awesome. So I want to talk to you about a less obvious way of constructing this. So, who knows what that is? Pretty obvious. Ninja is the most famous video game professional on the face of the planet. If you love him or hate him, he's huge. He's massive. Now, Ninja is really interesting because he actually has all three of those elements built into who he is. Right away, you're disrupted. He's blue hair. He wears this headband. He calls himself Ninja, and he's acting as if he's a ninja, like a Fortnite version of a ninja. He's telling the story of the successful and extravagant Fortnite gamer. The flashy plays, he's eccentric in how he builds, how he kills, and he freaks out if he does something good. He's telling the story to gamers of how this game should be played at the highest level. Not only extremely skillful, but flashy. And then last of all, it's built right into him. You want to watch him play. Just by looking at him, just by seeing clips of him, that's calling you to act, to go to what was his Twitch, now it's Mixer, I believe, and support him, to watch him on YouTube. He is actually all three of those successful elements built into one character. And I'm going to end this with this final statement, and that is, the best marketing is actually woven into the fabric of the product. And we see that with Ninja. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna just open up if anyone has any questions about what we just talked about the internship, about what we do. Yeah, go ahead.
So you said that you do marketing and online stuff for people in Sarnia, right?
In Sarnia, all over Ontario.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is there have you noticed a trend in businesses recognizing the importance of actually advertising online, or do you feel like it's for lack of a better word, is it mostly boomers that are running businesses that are just the internet's not important, I'm not going to do it?
It's funny, my observation is actually that boomers are my optimal client, because a boomer or even a little younger, they know but they call it Facebook. So they're like, oh, Facebook is where I need to be. They're talking digital, but they call it Facebook. Facebook is where I need to be, but I don't even have a Facebook, or I do, and I use it to talk to my cousin in Florida. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. These are typically the business owners who, they're doing really well. These are our optimal clients, 100%, because they know they need it. We deliver really good results, high quality stuff. They see it and they're like, wow, this looks amazing. And they don't want to learn. They're focusing on their business. And it's interesting, even the younger business owners, like, they don't want to focus on it, or they have trouble focusing on it and keeping up with it, because it's actually a very, it uses a lot of your resources to keep up with social media and advertising and learn and also deliver content to your audience. So that's my kind of observation with the marketplace. Anyone else? Yeah.
What was your thought process in deciding the logo for your company, the three mountains you got?
Cool question. So when I first started, I actually, I have a big background in video editing and graphic design. Matt mentioned it, but way back about 7 or 8 years ago, I used to do a lot of digital marketing for SteelSeries. I did some work for MLG and Red Bull. Actually, we did a couple pieces for Red Bull. And so I have a large background in like graphic, video, stuff like that. So at the start, I just kind of made a simple logo with text. It was a circle with the text, and then it had this kind of like graphic line underneath it, but the line somewhat resembled like a hill, like a mountain, just by accident. And over time, I started to see it. So when we rebranded about 6 months ago, I started to attribute these mountains and like reaching the top of the mountain with what my customers wanted, because reaching the top of a mountain is like kind of metaphorical for success. And reaching the pinnacle of business, you need to have your marketing on point. So kind of a representation of the pinnacle of success is the Social Gravity logo, because our mission as a company is to create freedom for business owners. In one sentence, that's what it is. It just so happens to be in the shape of marketing for their businesses at this point. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I was going to ask, I'm not entirely familiar with all the companies that you typically work with, but out of sheer curiosity, what would you say so far is like your crowning achievement for a marketing campaign that you put forward?
Just, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we were in Toronto and we did a couple video ads and a whole campaign for a gentleman named Stephen Del Duca, who is basically about to become the Liberal leader of Ontario. So that, I guess, is the most flashy of the clients on paper right now. But other clients that we have, we've worked with District Beta. I know a lot of you guys know District Beta, kind of a smaller business. And then another one that we really like to work with is Exotic Motor Cars of Michigan. So it's an automotive dealership over the border. They have Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royce, McLarens, Bugatti dealership, all these dealerships built in. That's just a few of them. But we love going there because obviously you get to, we walk up to any car and I'm like, can I have the keys to this Lamborghini? And they're just like, here you go. So it's pretty fun. Nice. Yeah.
As someone who sucks at naming things, how do you come up with the name Social Gravity?
I guess like at the start, it was all about like the business. The business has changed a lot since it started. I actually started this company on my laptop, and it was just me. And I was on my girlfriend's couch, and I made a website on WordPress, and I just started reaching out to people on Instagram and trying to help them grow their Instagram pages. And I just saw over time the need was bigger. People wanted content. They didn't just want to grow. So Social Gravity was kind of like, all right, we are going to create gravity or a push towards your social media pages. And that's kind of what the name means. There's actually like it actually directly means, one of the Urban Dictionary definitions of social gravity is the culture that is formed around a successful product. It's kind of interesting. I didn't even know that until a couple months ago. Yeah.
Would you say that you tend to steer towards a certain type of business? Like, do you have an ideal like market where you like to sort of function?
Yeah, interesting question. I have a lot of friends that own different digital agencies across America because I was part of like an agency accelerator program. It was a pretty big investment, but it taught me so much about this type of business model. And just adding on to that point before I answer your question, school isn't the end of the line for education. You should be learning every single day of your life. Just throwing it out there. So when it comes to, they call it niching down, and picking like, or another term for it is like 1 meter wide, 50 miles deep. We only work with health and wellness brands, and we only do Facebook ads. That's kind of the approach that a lot of agencies have because it's very repeatable. They can copy and paste their process across new clients and scale huge and make a ton of money like that. For us, I want to be more localized. So I can't really rely on one industry. But really what I said before about, working with the older generations, that's where I tend to focus on. Not so much the industry, but actually the people that we're working with because they just need it more than other business owners. Yeah, Matt.
For a small business or an entrepreneur just starting out and they're really trying to build traction for their business, what strategy would you recommend for the small business owner or local entrepreneur that's really trying to get a foot in the market?
Good question. So a small business owner, I wouldn't hire someone like us. If you're just starting, I wouldn't hire someone like us yet. What I would say is find a way to create a batch load of content. There's really cool applications. One of them is like Adobe Spark. You can get it right on your phone. You can make like quote card images right on your phone that are beautiful. You can brand them, change the colors, everything like that. I would make like 30 of those. And then I would go around in your establishment with your phone, if it's a really good camera, or a DSLR, and take like 30 photos that are all unique and high quality. And then I would use an application like one of them is called Later, another one's called Sendable. And I would actually schedule all of that content to go out maybe 2 or 3 times a week on all of my platforms. And this would last me a few months of content. There you go, completely autopiloted the social media process right there. Probably took, if you're crafty, it probably took 2 or 3 days. Okay. The next thing I would do is I would hire someone maybe like us or like Rory, who does a lot of video for other people, not just with Social Gravity. Come in, do a video for us. It'll cost a few $100s, and then run Facebook ads on it. Create a lot of awareness. Those are the 2 places I would go if I had a small budget. And it's funny, I mentioned District Beta before. That's the exact same advice I gave him, and he followed through with it. So he schedules all his content, and he actually gets Roy to do his videos, then he runs his own Facebook ads. So he's pretty crafty with that stuff. Yeah?
Do you have any more details on the internship, and what qualities are you looking for in the type of person who you'd want as an intern?
Cool. I'm really looking for someone that it's not really like a skill thing that I'm looking for. It's more of an attitude. When I work with someone new or I bring someone onto my team, I want them to look at problems and be like, I'll figure that out, don't worry about it. That's really the number one thing. If you can figure out problems, you'll be successful in what you want to do. You have to just expect problems. I was actually talking to Brian about it a little earlier, because he was saying he wanted to do an event management company a little later on, and he said there was a couple issues, and I said, man, problems are to be expected. I wake up and I probably have 1 or 2 problems every day. That's just part of owning a business. So you got to be really good at that. But when it comes to working with me, I want you to have the exact same attitude. You'd be doing stuff like content creation, managing the podcast, helping create YouTube content, working on our brand, working with clients, writing content, basically testing you out, seeing where you fit the best. But skill is less important than attitude for me. Anyone else? Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. If you want to check out anything we do or any of our work, socialgravity.co is our website. We have a full portfolio with a ton of work that we've done. Everything's pretty detailed. And if you want to just reach me directly, you can just send a message of the contact info. Just say, you're in this class, and I'd be happy to help or chat with anyone in this class. Cool. Thanks, guys.